December 27th, 2022, second video of the day. You guessed it, hit the subscribe if you haven't. Well guys, I've got some urgent news. I received a phone call today and I'll explain it to you a little bit later in the video. I told you about the shortages we're having in Alabama as far as the milk goes in my town, and some of y'all have commented that y'all are seeing a few shortages here and there, but the prices are just skyrocketing and eggs are becoming short. One thing that I do know about the chicken, of course, they're claiming that they're having to kill off a bunch because the bird flu is going through them. Well, I do know a couple of people that do the chicken commercially. They farm commercially for the chickens. And what happens is they'll have to kill the whole flock off if one or two of them test positive in that flock. But one thing you also got to understand is farmers, you know, that plant stuff and things like that, they have insurance on their crop. And what happens is if they plant their crop and something happens, it doesn't grow, or you know the market falls, they can't sell it, something happens, they still get paid. Now they don't make as much as they would if if they sold it at market, but they still get paid. A lot of farmers work off of a loan basis. Each year they plant their crop based with a loan. That's how they get their stuff to plant their crops. And with that, you're going to have insurance on it, and that's just the way it is. So they're still getting paid, but they do lose some money. But I do expect, we had shortages this year of fertilizer and things like that. Watch our grains and our vegetables and all that be even more expensive this next growing season due to that. And plus, we're going to have even worse shortages with what's going on over there in Ukraine and things. But guys, now's the time to get prepped up. It's never going to be as cheap as it was yesterday to prep today. I've told you that. Your time of being able to prep up at an affordable price is pretty much gone. The prices are never going to fall back down to pre-pandemic prices. You're still going to have to pay expensive prices for some of this stuff. If the bucket foods is the way you want to go that way, but you're spending a lot more money on it than you would. Just go, the easiest way to do it is just stock up on canned foods, and rotate through them. That way you're always having fresh supply, because whatever you buy now, you're hedging inflation. You're not going to pay, like if you can get a can of beans now for 60, 70 cents, you're not paying $1.50 next year for that same can of beans. Now you will when you start rotating through your stock, but you're hedging inflation. You're also, that's one less worry you got to worry about if something bad happens. That hey, I've got food, we're okay. It may not be everything you want to eat, but at least you've got food to eat. We've done videos on this, on how to store, rice, flour, all that kind of stuff. Go back through my videos and you'll find them and watch them. But guys, this stuff is starting to get serious out here in Ukraine and Russia again. I expect this week or next week we're going to hear a lot of news out of there, what's going on. And our shortages here are just going to keep going. And like I told you, I think we're going to wind up on a rationing system with it where, you can only get X amount of this or X amount of that a week, because this is going to draw us into it. I've told you we've set our chess pieces up, and we're not just putting them on the board not to play the game over there. That's what's happening. We've got our chess pieces set. We're waiting to start moving them around, and that's what's going to happen, and we're going to be at war. Now, the urgent news I was talking to you about, I received a phone call, and you will not believe what it said, guys. This here just shook me to my core. Somehow or another, somebody got my number and called me about my car's extended warranty on a 1968 GMC 3500. Can you believe that? Seriously, it's still got a warranty is what they're telling me. See, that's clickbait. That right there is clickbait to get views. So be careful when you see these videos on YouTube that tell you, hey, I got insider information, or I got an email from this person, I got a phone call. They don't know no more than me and you know. You got to understand, the people that know are not going to be the ones talking. The people higher up are not going to be the ones, they're not going to be letting the stuff slip out to somebody on YouTube. Always remember that. I come on here, I give you my opinion, I tell you what I see in my area, I tell you what I think's happening and what's going to happen. You don't have to agree with it. That's the best part of this. You don't have to agree with what I'm saying. It's just something to put in the back of your mind, and anything I do say on here, look it up. Fact check me. That's fine. Because I'm not going to come on here like a lot of channels does and just start telling you, I got this information, I got that information. Guys, anybody that's in the know on that kind of stuff, number one, they have security clearances, and they're not going to let that stuff slip out because they're going to be in jail. We all know that. But guys, seriously, on 100% honest with you, get prepped up. Things are going to get worse. Things are not going to get better. We're not going back to pre-pandemic. We're not doing that no more. We are on the slow ride to hell here. And what I mean by that, The country's crashing around us, and a lot of people just don't see it. Get prepped up for it, be prepared for it, so when something does happen, you can sit back, take a deep breath, focus on what you need to do, and not worry about nothing. Somebody asked me one time, when do you panic? You never panic over nothing. Stay calm, cool, and collected. Now, you might get ill, you might get mad, but never start panicking so bad that you can't control your situation. Sit down, take a deep breath, look at what you have right now, what you're lacking in, and start adding to what you're lacking in, or start prepping altogether if you haven't. I've told you, food, water, shelter, freedom scenes. You need a way to purify your water. You need a way to cook and heat. That's your major needs. You do not have to go out here and buy these hundreds of dollars, 5-gallon bucket worth of freeze-dried food. You can start off small with canned foods. Do what you need to do, though. If it's easier for you to buy the buckets, buy the buckets. But if you're on a tight budget, adding 5 or 6 cans a week will help in the long run. Stay safe out there. Keep your head on a swivel. Be aware of your surroundings at all times. You're not safe anywhere in the world anymore. Protect yourself and your family at all times. Hit that subscribe button if you're still watching. Thank you to all who helped me get to 500. Now on to 600. Stay safe. Get prepped.